So, yesterday we made a very interesting commentary about the 2022 NHL Draft. It was this one right here. We spoke about an assessment made on social media talking about how, in an apparent 2022 NHL redraft, Logan Cooley would supposedly go number 1. And that pissed off a lot of Montreal Canadiens fans, as we had talked about in the video over here. Habs fans were pissed off that, Lane Hutson, why would he not go first overall over Logan Cooley in a redraft? And don't even get me started on the entire angle of the Canadiens getting a first overall caliber guy, not with the first overall pick, sorry Uri Slafkovsky, but all the way down there with the 62nd overall pick. I think a top 3 of Slafkovsky, Cooley, and Hutson is very fair, and we had spoken about all that yesterday, so you could check out that prior video if you want. But 2022 is interesting, not just because of Lane Hutson and Uri Slafkovsky, but because of the entire top 3 of the draft. We spoke about this in the prior video, but Shane Wright was seen by most people as the first overall pick to be, and the fact that he went 4th was ridiculous. I mean, you just go all the way down here to Shane Wright's draft projection, 1 by elite prospects, 1 by future considerations, 1 by Button, 1 by McKeen's, 2nd by TSN and Bob McKenzie. Guess what? Did he go 1? No. He didn't even go 2 or 3. He went 4th. So Shane Wright is the anomaly. But today, we are talking about a guy that contributed to Shane Wright's downfall down the staircase all the way to 4th overall. It's the most obvious of the top 3 over here. Today we're talking about Simon Nemec, the 2nd overall pick by the New Jersey Devils. Now, we had spoken about this the other day and over the past few years, but it was really easy to see why New Jersey passed on Wright. They had Hughes and Hischier already, so they didn't really need another center. Instead, they went with the top right-handed defenseman available in their opinion in Nemec. And I say in their opinion because there was a very legitimate debate as to whether or not Nemec or David Jiricek would be the top defenseman, right-handed at least. But now, things are really heating up with this guy, and we are asking the question as to whether or not some specific teams could go after him. And surprise, surprise, we're talking about my favorite teams over here, Vancouver and Montreal. Starting things out with a tweet made by Tomas Prokop, who is a Slovak hockey insider and the co-author of the Marian Hossa biography. Prokop has a social media following that is very respectable and he has done some fantastic work in the past, but he made this tweet 2 days ago that started to get some traction, and I wanted to go out there and read this to you today. There's ongoing dialogue between Simon Nemec's representatives and the Devils' front office regarding his role and future with the team. Word is the 21-year-old doesn't feel much trust and confidence from Sheldon Keefe, always being the first D-man the coach scratches or cuts his ice time. Let's go out there and read some of the replies. This one is not in English, but let's go out there and look at the second one. Mr. White says nobody should be surprised here. The Devils drafted him 2nd overall in 2022, played the crap out of him in his Draft Plus 2 year, and showed everyone why they picked him over Cooley, only to throw a roadblock his way by extending Jonathan Kovacevic. Piss-poor asset management by Fitzgerald, yet again. Some of the replies go out there and contest this. When exactly did he show everyone why we picked him over Cooley? Who should have been the pick? When he played as our right D at the age of 19 and 20, on a team with 3 rookies working our blue line and managed to rack up 19 points in 60 games? At that age, you don't see a lot of D-men hold their own on a team that was going nowhere. Kovacevic could be out for a while. I saw something this morning that said that he wouldn't be ready until late December or January. Nemec will be given every opportunity to earn his spot, and if he performs like he did in the playoffs, Kovacevic will be the Devils' 7th D. Having a 7th D-man making $3 million for the next 5 years is not a wise plan. especially when the Devils are looking to clear cap space to sign Luke Hughes. Now, if you scroll down, you'll see a lot of folks going out there and speculating, oh, he's gone. Oh, Carson Soucy for Nemec, send him over to New York. This is what Sheldon does to young guys. Not sure why this is surprising. But then, we had ourselves an article going out there and discussing the idea of the Canadiens. L. Hoynan went out there and posted this on HabsFanatics.com yesterday, going over this update with Simon Nemec and debating whether or not it actually would be appropriate for Montreal to go out there and target this player. We've had a major development involving a potential trade centered around Juraj Slafkovsky's best friend, Simon Nemec. According to ProCop, serious discussions are indeed underway between Nemec and New Jersey management about possibly allowing him to get traded. Okay, that's not necessarily what was discussed, but I can definitely see why you can come to that conclusion from the tweet that was posted here. If the 21-year-old does not feel much trust and confidence from Sheldon Keefe, then, hey, I can understand why you can say, yeah, New Jersey and Simon Nemec's representatives might be discussing a trade. Who really knows? But Nemec is indeed Juraj Slafkovsky's good buddy, and he was taken one pick after Slafkovsky. This is why the article goes out there and says, personally, I don't believe he would be an appealing target for Kent Hughes and the Canadiens, despite his clear connection to Slafkovsky, unless the asking price is low. And here's the thing, it would be a really nice, morale-boosting addition for Montreal to grab a prospect like Nemec, or not even a prospect. The guy has however many NHL games he has played. 87. Yeah, he's not a prospect anymore. But this is a guy who, if you wanted to build up the Montreal Canadiens' young core long-term, I honestly respect the vision. Now, of course, if you grabbed Nemec in Montreal, you would have the exact same problem that you did before you made the Mailloux trade. Too many right-handed guys, too many guys in general. I mean, you got too many guys who can play on the right side who happen to be left-handed. There are just too many D-men in Montreal. And having a lot of good ones is particularly not a bad problem to have, but Simon Nemec wouldn't really be guaranteeing him a spot over David Reinbacher, over Alexandre Carrier, and especially not over Noah Dobson. Not to mention Mike Matheson, who could play on the right, or an Arbor Jacques guy who's going to be trying to force one of those left-handed guys out. You still have Hudson and Gooley, and Struble is in there. There's just too much of a logjam here. So, unless Simon Nemec himself straight up says something to the effect of, oh, hey, I want to play with my buddy. I don't feel comfortable here in New Jersey anymore. Y'all are not treating me right. Y'all are not putting me in good positions to succeed. If there is ongoing dialogue between the two parties that would continue to circulate this idea that he doesn't like New Jersey, I could definitely see a trade being up in the picture here. Montreal, I guess you're just making the connection because he's Slovak and there is Slafkovsky there. But I also did want to go out there and make another connection that was highlighted in a Twitter reply over here by Brodeur once more. I'm guessing this is a New Jersey fan, especially with the content of their tweet. Maybe Simon Nemec will like Vancouver. Quinn wouldn't mind switching places with him. Oh, you get that evil out of this household, my boy. Ay, ay, ay. Quinn Hughes for Simon Nemec? Hell nah, bro. No way, Jose. Unless it's Nemec plus for Quinn Hughes. Like, of course, Quinn would be the biggest trade ship the Vancouver Canucks would have had pretty much ever if he were to get sent over to New Jersey in a package deal. And Nemec coming back wouldn't necessarily be bad. I do think Phil Hronek can be a number one D-man. You do have some other guys, too, that have rounded out very well. There's a good D-core in Vancouver, but I just don't know if Nemec is really the main meat and potatoes that would complete a Quinn Hughes trade. Like, I feel like you need to one-up him a little bit, and include Nemec in the deal. Maybe that's just my very high subjective opinion on Quinn Hughes coming to light, but if you're a Vancouver Canucks fan, I want you to let me know your thoughts in the comments section. How do you feel about this idea as well? I'm not saying Nemec for Hughes necessarily, but do you think this guy would be an appropriate Patrick Allvin target? I personally think it's a little bit log-jammed too in Vancouver, but we can see what other options are available through the very powerful tool of conversation. Same thing with Habs fans. I'm going to leave a link in the description to this article talking about Simon Nemec and Montreal. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about this player, his story, his dissatisfaction in New Jersey, and whether or not you could see it resulting in a trade. Thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.